What's Gucci with a veterans military? Today we're going to be talking about why 100% VA rating for VA disability benefits is so hard to get, as well as what are some veterans' why in the pursuit of that 100% VA disability rating. As always, you got any questions, comments, or concerns, please comment down below, like the video, share if you like this type of content. Hey, let's get into it. So first of all, we got the why. Why is 100% permanent total so hard to get when it comes to veterans trying to get properly rated in the VA disability claims process? Well, one of the main reasons is 100% has a lot of compensation benefits along with it, whether you're a single veteran or a veteran with dependents. It can range anywhere from $3,900 to, sky's the limit, depending on your disabilities, the severity. If you're missing any limbs, it can be upward to up to about $8,000 to $10,000 a month to include aid and attendance. When it comes to just basic, I'll say annually, veterans are, with 100% permanent total, they'll be making about, I would say, $39,000 to about $45,700 a year annually. And it's so hard to get because the Department of Veterans Affairs, they don't want veterans walking around with 100% because it's a lot to have to pay annually. And if you're permanent total, that means that disability is almost protected, as you would say, unless the VA suspects you of any VA claims fraud, or if you happen to go back into the VA disability claims process for any rich reason, they'll be able to reevaluate some disabilities if they wanted to. They saw that you weren't seeking continuous treatment throughout the years post 100% permanent total. But just to add on to that, we got additional benefits at 100, still towards the compensation amount, but you got Chapter 35 benefits for dependents, which is an educational program that pays your dependents a stipend, spouse and or kids, children, specifically allowed to go to school. They'll be able to pay for school, college, whatever thing, and everything in between, so as long as they're going to school. To include, we got Champ VA, another monetary value. Champ VA is medical and dental benefits for your family at a discounted rate. To include, another things we got tax exemptions on property as well as for vehicle. Not so much vehicle, but registration and fees. Everything you would do annually for your registration for your vehicle, that's waived for one vehicle minimum in each state. It's like Texas, you might get 2 or 3. Threshold for the percentage needed to get that is lower in some states. But that's pretty much why the VA doesn't want to give, or they make it hard for veterans to get to that 100% permanent total level, because permanent total means you're locked in for life. You're at that compensation level. You're at all those benefits that come along with it that equates to a monetary value in some way, shape, or form. So the VA doesn't want that. Obviously, that's why they're coming out with all these new proposals. These proposals to change tinnitus, proposals to change mental health ratings, the proposal to directly modify the criteria needed for sleep apnea. A lot of veterans have sleep apnea, and they put in sleep apnea VA disability claims, and more than likely than not, they get denied first or second try because they don't really understand that process. But when it comes to why veterans want the 100%, my why at least is, the compensation is good, but it's to account for my injuries and my disabilities in which I sustained while active duty. If I would have never entered into the military service, it probably would have been a better, I probably would have been easily accepted into law enforcement, like minimum fucking impacts issues and like that. I'm not saying that they were mainly looking at my disabilities, but for one of the main reasons why I was delayed in the process for trying to get this federal law enforcement agency was due to sleep apnea. And when I put in the claim for VA disability benefits for sleep apnea, I was denied. They were like, oh, no. And this happened shortly, like within 6 months post-military. And the VA still denied me. Why? Possibly because I didn't know the amount of information that I know now. However, I clearly met the criteria needed for sleep apnea that first time around. I had in-service complaints. I had well-documented buddy statements, lay statements. I had a federal letterhead saying, hey, we suspect you have sleep apnea due to X, Y, and Z. Please go get checked out. And if you do get it, hey, get diagnosed, get treated, come back, bring us all your treatment things. Bring us all your treatment documentation and make sure you're actually using the CPAP machine. I'm like, okay, dabble. But still, if it wasn't for that, it wasn't for some of the disabilities and injuries that I sustained throughout the years, probably would have been better. For me, it would have been an easier route, or it would have been easier for me to get into law enforcement, or me get into a career field in which I could see myself happy with. I definitely, there's things that, things in life that happens to us throughout the years as we age, but being in the military, you age a lot quicker than the average person, at least physically, because we're doing a lot of physical labor, whether it be fitness, deployment, training, whatever the case may be. It takes a toll on the mind and the body. Some veterans solely go after 100% just for the compensation. They're just like, no, I want my get back. You know what I'm talking about? And that's like, if you're making $45,000 a year and 100, and VA disability benefits, then that's like a job. That's like a little second job, especially for those veterans who don't even work. That's good compensation for them to supplement them for the disabilities in which they sustain in their military service, which is why they can't find gainful employment. That was the main reason behind, VA disability compensation and stuff. But yeah, a lot of veterans seek it, but a lot of veterans are not going to obtain it because, for one reason or another, you give a little bit, then the VA takes a little bit back. You give it a little bit, the VA takes a little bit back. There's a fine line you have to walk, but majority of it lies in your medical evidence, your continuity of care, your diagnosis, and your understanding of the VA disability claims process. Outside of that, hey, y'all like this type of content, let your boy know. Let me know your why. If you are seeking 100% permanent total, why are you pursuing it this year in 2024? Why are you pursuing it? And if you are pursuing it hard, why are you pursuing it so aggressively? It should be a natural flow. Yeah, there should be a rush when it comes to specific disabilities when we're taking into consideration the proposed changes to the schedule of rating for mental health, tinnitus, sleep apnea, and majority of the respiratory issues. Yeah, there will be a rush because that bill has been proposed. It hasn't been, sidelined. It hasn't been deleted. It's just on waiting. And I'm suspecting sometime after this year's election period, it's going to be back in full flush, baby. So let me know your why. Comment down below where you're currently at. If you are pursuing 100%, if you're cool with 70%, whatever the case may be, let your boy know. Until next time, this motherfucking D-Boy. You know what time it is.